We also heard from Rufe's family tonight. They say that they are in shock and disbelief. They offered condolences to the victims. This as communities all over the country are gathering to do the same. An emotional prayer vigil held tonight in Northwest Washington, and our Richard Reeve was there. Richard, these are some very difficult moments for all races who are watching what happened in Charleston.
Leon, it sure was a very emotional, diverse crowd here. You know, if last night was about grief and mourning, tonight it was about resolve. A lot of talk about a renewed debate on gun control.
And hold your head up high.
The softness of candlelight illuminated this vigil.
The tragedy, it's just unspeakable.
A sharp contrast to the carnage in Charleston.
It's to bear witness and recognize the people whose lives were taken from them.
Hundreds gathered here at the African American Civil War Memorial to honor the 9 people killed Wednesday night.
People learn hatred. We're not born hating. People learn it.
After such a murderous act, many here are stunned by the actions of accused gunman Dylan Roof.
It reminds me of the murder of the 4 little girls in the Birmingham 16th Street Baptist Church.
Joyce Ladner says as a young woman, she went to the funeral of those girls after the 1963 bombing by the KKK. Now she wonders what Roof was thinking.
He plotted and planned this. He sat there in the midst of the sanctuary that's supposed to be safe.
Most here saying what happened in Charleston should be a renewed wake-up call for gun control, from the president on down.
How many times has he had to speak about how someone with a gun killed people because they were full of hatred?
We need to be able to come out with some solutions out of these incidents and not just harp on, the tragedy that happens.
So anger, sadness, but also determination. But as we have heard, the president himself has said he has been unable to get gun control legislation through Congress. In Northwest Washington, Richard Reeve, ABC 7 News.
Mourners also gathered in Charleston for a vigil to remember the victims of that church shooting. Thousands gathered at a sports arena at the College of Charleston. Mourners there sang hymns and listened to scripture passages. The city's mayor spoke passionately.
But if that young man thought he was going to divide this community or divide this country with its racial hatred, we are here today and all across America resoundingly say he miserably failed.
Among those present there in that arena were family members of all 9 of those killed on Wednesday night. Investigators are still delving into the suspect's past, so stay with ABC 7. We'll have continuing coverage of that part of the investigation as it unfolds. We'll also be looking at its impact around the nation. We'll be posting updates for you around the clock at WJLA.com.